Susan here, and I have the wonderful...
Hello, Allison Hunt here.
And she is a love, dating, and intimacy coach. And we are here because we're so excited to tell you about our new course, Improv for Love, Dating, and Relationships. It's here in Summer Hill. We've got her friend Celia as well. She's partying with us in the background. Yeah, exactly. So, Allison, let's get straight to it. I wanted to talk about what are some of the common problems that people often have in love when they're experiencing dating, relationships, trying to find themselves, trying to dig through the gold mine, or the jungle as we call it. So in true improv style, we have some questions prepared, and then we're going to basically pick scenarios out of this hat.
Diving right in.
We're going to dive right in, and Allison is I'm going to pretend to be the client. Allison is going to coach me through this, and we'll just see what happens. So,
no peeking.
No peeking.
Let's pick one.
Pick one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's my fortune? Okay.
All right. So should I tell you what
Yeah.
So Susan here is exhausted because she's been going on so many dates.
Yeah.
And it seems that like all the dates she's been going on have just been like really lackluster, like not feeling like they're fulfilling and looking like someone that she wants to even be with.
Yeah. So, let me just get into character. So, Allison, I have to tell you, oh my god, I've been on some of the worst dates ever. They're just boring, they're just vanilla, and I'm like sitting through them because I want to be polite, but really my body just wants to run. And I don't know, like I feel like giving up. Like, where do I find decent men to date? And what advice do you have for me?
Yeah. So it's beautiful that you're aware of your body's signal to kind of run off, right?
Yeah.
And that this is not feeling good. It sounds like it's not feeling like a match for you.
It's feeling terrible.
Yeah, which is a really good thing to notice.
Okay. And
have the awareness of your body and how your body is responding. We won't get into the attachment styles now, but that will be something that we'll be talking about in the course.
I feel like I'm someone who, whenever someone gets close to me, I tend to run away. What's that attachment style?
Yeah, so that tends to be more avoidant, potentially, attachment style, where, like, it feels vulnerable to get close to someone.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful to just be aware of those things as you're dating, so that when you notice yourself running away, you can come to a coaching space or come to a space and be like, what am I running away from here? Am I running away from something that's not right for me in relationship? This person doesn't fulfill what I'm looking for in a partner? Or am I running away from my fear of, like, if I step further into this relationship, my heart could be broken because I actually care about this person? Yeah.
I feel like I've just been like on really boring dates.
Yeah.
And so if I was, how do you notice the difference? Is this person boring for me, or am I actually running away? How do you tell the difference?
Yeah, I think a lot of it can come down to how you've gotten yourself into this date. So have you guys been talking and messaging back and forth? Do you know a lot about this person? Is it sparking your interest? Because dating doesn't need to be boring, and you don't need to be with someone who feels boring for you. That might mean that they're not a match for you. But also if you feel that you're not showing up for yourself and showing who you are, and you're kind of maybe pulling back and not giving that much, then that can also reflect in your dating life as well.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense because I'm someone who works in sales and marketing. It's kind of like you have a lead funnel. Like you've got to actually filter through, just like you filter through clients. You've also, hi Tanya, Tanya's watching. Oh my god! Hi. Just like you've got to filter through who is my ideal client, you've also got to filter through who is the ideal person I want to date. And so don't accept the first person or that messages you. Actually have a bit of back and forth, a bit of like see if there's chemistry there. If it's, speak to them over the phone or video call before you actually commit to that date.
Yeah, and trusting your gut. Maybe there's been signals before even going on a first date with this person that you're not interested, yet you're maybe overlooking that, and you're like, oh, I just need to go through this. I need to, you know, get the reps in of having all these dates. And it's like building that trust is something that's really important with yourself, of that discernment of, okay, is this a risk that I take because I want to find out more? There are risks that we take in dating, because we can't know someone just from 20 messages or a dating profile. However, if, you know, there's moments too where you have such strong intuition that you might be wasting your time by not acknowledging that and sticking to that.
So your advice is go on dates with people that are worthy of my time. Interesting. I will look out for that next time. Yeah, good advice. Thank you.
Scene.
And scene, yes. And scene. Hi, Susan Allison. Can you let us know if you can hear us clearly? Thank you. And okay, cool. Let's go on to the next scene. How are we doing, Celia?
Amazing.
Okay, awesome.
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
go on to the
all my
next
best
scene.
friends are here.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind.
Okay.
No peeking.
Okay. This one. Oh, that's.
All right, here it
Which
is.
one?
No one can read my handwriting.
Is it the
anyway,
same one?
I'll read it to everyone.
Did you put the?
Still exhausted. Okay.
Still exhausted. No, okay. Let's.
Poor thing. Okay. Come
She's
to our
back.
workshop.
The same
Come to our
time.
workshop if you relate, because.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we have a workshop that is on February and March at the Little Big House in Summerhill. We're going to put the link in the bio or more. Hey, Mitch. Mitch is watching. All our friends are watching. They're going to put the link in the details below. And it's going to be a combination of, like, discovering yourself. So it's going to be improv. It's going to be play. There's going to be fun and coaching. Yeah, we're going to be doing, like, scenarios. And as I say, art is therapy, right? So this is a really good chance for you to just explore and gain that self-awareness so that you can, when you go on these dates or when you're in a relationship, you can be more true to who you are.
And I think as well, we know in relationship, we don't want to get ourselves into a situation where that's the only other person in our life. And so I think this workshop's beautiful because it's going to be women only. You'll be gaining sisters. You'll be gaining other people that talk about these things. And that's a huge part of moving forward into relationships, and those things you bring with you, whether you're dating, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're just like in a period of single healingness, like that's really supportive. And also something that I think is really important in dating, in relationships, is play and playfulness. And dating can be a wild ride.
And so much pressure.
And it's like, can we just infuse some playfulness? And improv is such a beautiful gift to bring into this space of dating and relationships. So we'll be able to have fun along the way and, really infuse self-expression and vulnerability and being seen through these little games and things that we'll be playing in a really supportive environment. And I think all of that is stuff that you get to take forward into your dating life.
Beautifully said. Because you were telling me how your relation, when you were in relationship, okay, so Justin, who is Allison's partner, both come to my classes, and you were saying how your relationship has changed since improv.
Yeah. I feel like we just randomly go into scene all the
Oh,
time.
funny.
And it's fun too, because you think about in like a long-term relationship, like, oh, you're with the person for a certain amount of years, and we've only been in a relationship for like 2.5 years or something at this point, but like through that relationship you get to meet so many different versions of that person. And I think it feels really good to get to embellish and really step into something and be able to have a partner who can like hold that and understand that and play in that. And so it's been just a treat.
Yeah, so much fun. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the next one.
Okay. So this is a new scene that Susan's going to be embodying.
New character.
New character.
Yes.
You are in a relationship, yet you're always kind of questioning it, and it feels like the passion's dead.
Yeah, so Allison, I'm so glad you're here to coach me through this, because I've been in this long-term relationship now. You know, it's been like 5 years, but it feels like 10. And it's like the honeymoon phase is over, the spark is over. It feels like we know each other so intimately that there's nothing left to explore. And I'm like, I'm at that point now where I'm like, do I leave? Or like, I mean, he's a really nice person. It's not like anything wrong happened. I just don't feel that spark, and that's what I really want.
Yeah, and I'm curious what your connection to yourself is like right now.
I haven't really thought about that. That's a really interesting question. I guess a lot of the times it's been like routine. So like, you know, we go to work and then we try and spend as much quality time together. You know, there's very real things that we deal with, like budgeting and finances and our dog. And so it seems like systematic, right? And so because I'm an auditor, I'm like constantly looking at things from how do I create structure and what needs to be fixed. I think like it's very like routine based. I mean, it works from that point of view.
Yeah, it's working, but you also feel like there's something that's lacking in the relationship, or you almost have an inkling that there could be more here, or it could be different.
I want that honeymoon feel to come back. Right. So am I the problem? Is he the problem? You know, is it time to call it quits? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I think a beautiful thing in these moments is to start with ourselves. Okay. We know that we can't change anyone else or force change on other people. Yeah. And even just building in structure into your own life, it sounds like structure and things like that feel really good for you. Yeah. And so maybe structuring in more time where it's just you right now, so you can keep cultivating that energy with yourself and your relationship with yourself. Yeah. And it sounds like you guys do a lot of things together right now. Yeah. And so, starting to really tune into like what fills your cup up so that you can keep coming back into your center, and adds a little bit more of this like polarity and separation in the relationship, so that you can come back home to yourself and not be as, I don't want to say like enmeshed, but like as like thinking together about everything all the time, but like and removing yourself, having some spaciousness so that you want to come back into that, or maybe finding more trust in yourself, and through that process something else comes of it. But at least having a stronger connection to yourself will give you more clarity on where you need to go next, what you're desiring to take this to the next step.
Good advice. So should I like go on holidays by myself for a while and just like, is that what you would recommend?
Well, I think like you could, like that's feeling really true for you, but it's not like something that, oh, I should do this. It's like pausing for a moment of like maybe even just taking a walk in the morning by yourself, right? It doesn't have to always be these big extravagant things.
Okay, got you.
However, you know, if you sit with that and it's like, I need just like a week to myself in Bali, like that can be the answer as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, good advice. So basically what you're saying is connect back to myself, find out what it is that brings me joy, what it is that I love, and then it's not just this, the relationship isn't just like this attachment of me. It's like I am whole, and who I am needs to be sort of rediscovered, and that joyful, playful side of me needs to like enliven so that I can bring that into the relationship.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's something we'll be going into in the workshop as well, is like having little meditations like this to help you connect into your body and into your wisdom that lives in your body, of like, what do I need right now to be my fully expressed, fully alive self. Yeah.
Good advice, thank you. I'm glad it came to see me today. High five.
Never high fived the client before. This time.
Oh really? Oh, I guess that's true. I could then I'm like, that is awesome. I should just go and explore, you know, my sexuality. Like, high five,
Woo! Alright, should we do one more?
Silly loving. Yeah, we've got 2 more, I think. Yeah.
Okay. There is no good guys.
Oh my god, there are no good guys to date. Okay, new character. So, Allison, oh my god, I am exhausted. Like, I just feel like, where do I find decent men to date? I don't have high expectations. I'm just trying to find someone who's like sense of humor, like who's not boring, who just like, is like, just has a stable job. Like, I don't have high expectations. I just someone decent to date. And when I go through the online dating apps, it's exhausting. There's so many of them, and they have the profile looks amazing, right? The profile looks amazing, and then you get to it, and it's like there's nothing there. So like, where do I go? What do I do?
Yeah, so In my coaching, we do like a lot of somatic work, and the idea is that different beliefs that we have like a sensational home within our body.
Okay.
And so sometimes when we have narratives around like, oh, there's no good guys to date, it can come from this like fear of opening to a relationship that is what you're wanting. And so we can almost keep ourselves in these limiting beliefs to stay safe, so that it's like, oh, I don't really have to open myself to someone because I carry this belief that there aren't any good people, and it almost projects that into my reality.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it's something, like it's actually something that I'm limiting myself. It's a self-limiting belief that I have, so that I can protect myself from actually exploring further.
Yeah, and I think there's a huge spectrum of people in the world, right? Like there are people that for you are not a good fit, and there are people and there are really incredible men and people available to be dating, and how can we get you to a point where you know that you're deserving of the men that you're desiring. And so we can do a lot of work of like, how can you feel leveled up in this deservingness that you can have those higher caliber people that are for you, because sometimes we can shy away from that and kind of stay in this other world of being with other people that don't feel right and feel good. And there's also factors of like making sure your dating profile is representing who you are and really owning what you're desiring. I hear you saying like, I don't desire that much. Like, you can desire as much as you want.
Okay, right.
You get to desire what you want and trust that that is also something that someone else is looking for.
Yeah. So actually, what you're saying is I've sort of created this barrier for myself, trying to not just have someone have low, like having low expectations is what the universe is going to meet me with those low or average expectations. And if I actually get really specific with what I want and the man that I am manifesting, that is what I'm going to start attracting, and I just start rewinding those beliefs.
Yeah, and moving your body and your emotions into a place of like, I can have this. And there's lots of different things that we can support you to get in the place of feeling that on a deep level of like really owning that.
Like, awesome. Excited for more. Yes. Okay.
High five!
You're gonna high five everyone that comes to our workshop now. High five. Wow. Which I think is so true, just out of character. Most people just think, oh, there's no good men out there. That is like a self-perpetuating limiting belief. Whereas it's like, as you say, let's get really specific with what you want, and then that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been in that place that like I felt like there were no good men out there, and now I'm in this different place that I'm like, holy shit, like, there are so many men that are incredible.
Wow.
And I think back when I look at that place, I was in a very, like, I felt a lot more insecure, or like, was I lovable? Was like a deep thing. And so I think we can do a lot of work on ourselves to like heal some of those wounds that might be making us stay away from getting hurt, because in love there is risk, and there are moments of hurt, whether you're in a long-term relationship or not. That's kind of inevitable, and how to build your own strength within yourself, so that you can keep moving towards what you're desiring and have the strength to do that and own that for yourself. And I think the other thing I want to say too is like, you only need one person. And so it's like, can we move into a place? I know in improv we like celebrate failures. We say yeehaw, and it's like, can we move to a place too where we go on these dates where we don't feel like we enjoy the person? It's just like, okay, I don't need to make a huge story about it. It's like, okay, that wasn't the perfect person for me, and like, that's okay. Like, most of the people aren't going to be right for me.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like what you said there about self-worth, because I think a lot of people, that's what they really need to focus on, that really getting back to I deserve it, and I'm enough, and I'm worthy. And if you start with those foundational beliefs, that's when all the other, whether it's dating, the relationships, the business, the life that you want to create, really builds on those foundational beliefs.
Yeah. It makes me think of like inner child healing.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of like those things that might block us from moving forward in that.
And I think if you wanted to do, like, if this sparks something new and you want to explore more of that, Allison does one-on-one coaching, because I think that's something more of a one-on-one, where you get really deep with clients, and you can really work with them through that, because that's really deep
really
stuff.
Revolutionized.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, we have one more scenario.
Okay. Last one, but don't peek.
Hi everyone, we are back. My phone overheated because of our discussion. It was so hot. It was like, and so my phone was like, oh, this is too much. We're gonna I put it in the freezer, and then we're back on. We're live.
Hoping you're all cooled off now.
Yeah, exactly. I know that was a heated discussion. So we were saying you were so coaching a client, me, who was my character was like, oh no, but I love him, but he's not like, what was it again?
Not feeling like he was giving
Making
back to you, the way that you wanted. And so I think we were just talking about, like,
hi Tanya,
sharing. Yeah, glad you're still here. Yay. Talking about sharing with him, with this person, about how that impacts you. So how not hearing him for 6 days after you message him, how that is impacting you, what it's like for you, and maybe thinking about, like, suggesting something that would work better for you, and seeing how that conversation goes, and coming from, like, a loving place of, like, curiosity, really.
And I guess that's the tough conversation to have, because I'm scared of the answer,
right?
But also, like, I don't want to be in this questionable situationship thing when I'm ready to commit and he's not. So that's a really scary conversation to have. How would you suggest that I have that conversation?
Yeah, I think, a big part of my work is doing a lot of, like, self-resourcing so that you can feel grounded enough to have those tough conversations. Nice. Taking in that deep breath. Yeah. But building that, like, knowing of, like, being in a relationship, or a relationship that is more conscious, is going to be full of different conversations like this. So it's a beautiful opportunity in some ways, too, to start having those with this person and seeing how you jive in that space. Yeah, because I tend to avoid conflict, but what you're saying is I can't avoid it, really. It's like I'm going to have to need, whether if it's these conversations with him or conversations with other people, I'm going to have these tough conversations, and it's going to sound really broken and scattered when I say it, but I'm feel nervous, but I'm just going to have to keep practicing and saying it, because this is how I'm honoring who I am and being true to myself. Yeah, and remembering that, like, you're looking for a relationship, and the point of relationships is connecting with someone else and not being alone in your own things. I think especially if we're hyper-independent people, we can be like, oh, I need to go take care of this and then come back to the relationship when I'm healed, or when I know that I've solved this myself, and that's just not what relating looks like. There is a component of self-responsibility, but there is this connecting that involves sharing those messy parts. Okay, we're going to go have that tough conversation now. Yay! 2 high fives! Okay, and scene! That was good. That was fun. Awesome. So, we've got lots of love hearts coming in. That's probably Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. If you enjoyed that and you want more, we have, what are we doing? I think also we're going to do another video like this. So if you want to submit something for her to, like, act out, and then I can kind of coach and do that, feel free to write that in the comments, or even message us if you don't want it to be seen. We'll keep it anonymous. Yeah. And we are in this stage of launching this workshop. It's going to there's going to be some hot topics. We're going to break down attachment styles, boundaries, connection to self, and there's also going to just be so much playfulness and, like, community threaded through it as well. Exactly. It's going to be, like, just, the core of it is about discovering yourself and having that self-awareness of who you are, what you want, really honoring that. So it's going to be a 6-week course in February and March. The first part is about dating, and then the second part is about relationships. So we're getting the best of both worlds, because, as you said, it's really just intertwined. And so it's just a fun way of discovering what it is that you want, how you show up,
what are your attachment styles? What are your boundaries? And we're just going to have some really fun scene work. So, yes, and you are so generous to offer the first 5 people, it's a 5, but a sign up are going to get a one-on-one coaching session with you. And that's generally valued at $500. So you're going to get that for free if you are the first 5 people to sign up before December. So we're going to put the link below. There's also an early bird special. It's, it's going to be really interesting and really fun. And you're going to walk away being more confident, being more assertive of who you are and what you want in relationships, how to communicate that with your partner, and really honoring yourself. Yeah,
and bringing back this just aliveness and kind of magnetic sense of self that will help you to be more successful in your dating and relating.
Exactly. Yay.
We're excited.
So excited.
She says it sounds amazing. Such a generous offer. I know.
Thank you,
I can't wait.
Yeah. So comment below if you have any questions for us, or feel free to DM us if you have a specific question. We're going to put the link below, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys.
Stay cool out there.
Yeah, stay cool out there.